As for the Chiefs, where do the Chiefs go from here? Well, I think that they are in an interesting position in that I think right now you if you're the Chiefs, you're starting to transition to the Patrick Mahomes 2.0 era. And this is where the Patriots were after Tom Brady and the 18-0 team lost in Super Bowl 42 to the Giants. If you look after that year in 2008, Brady got hurt, they missed the playoffs. In 2009, they won their division, but got just obliterated by the Ravens in the wild card round. And then in 2010, they got back up off the mat, but they lost in the divisional round to the Jets. So that's 3 years where they, I think you could say they had their dip. And then in 11, they make it to the Super Bowl and Brady 2.0, that version of the Patriots is rolling, and they go to 5 Super Bowls in an 8-year span, and they win 3 of them. That's the challenge for the Chiefs now. Is you're going to see now some of the older guys, as was the case with the Patriots, start to filter out. So Travis Kelce, how much longer does he play? Chris Jones, how much longer does he play? Those things are still up in the air. But what you know is that you're going to need to have foundation pieces in place to replace those guys down the line and to be the cornerstones of the franchise. And that brings you to some decisions you got to make. Is it time to pay Trent McDuffie? Can he be one of those guys? Is it time to pay George Karlaftis? Can he be one of those guys? What do you do with Trey Smith, who I think was probably headed to free agency? After watching what you watched there from your offensive line in the Super Bowl, how do you address your left tackle question, going forward? If there's a big swing out there at receiver, do you take that swing? Connor and I talked about this on the podcast. Say Garrett Wilson becomes available. Say the Jets decide, we need to build up some draft capital. Maybe we aren't going to pay Garrett Wilson what's going to take to keep him. Do we trade? If we trade him, can we get a big haul back? If you're the Chiefs, are you willing to go get that haul? I think those things are sort of the questions now. The Chiefs are going to remain a contender for as long as Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are together, no question about it. But you could be entering that transition phase right now, and how do you handle it? I think that's the biggest question that the Chiefs have to start to answer this offseason. It's a big sort of overarching topic, but it's a topic that I think, will be a pivotal one over not just this offseason, but the next couple of off seasons, and how they set up to sustain Patrick Mahomes' success into his 30s.